David and Jan, as we're sitting here, you've gone through a process over quite a few years now, committed a lot of time and energy and money towards it. You've both lived busy lives. You both have focused interest in many different areas. You travel a lot, yet there's been a lot of time and energy spent in reflecting on life, reflecting on what's important, reflecting on the journey ahead and what would make you happy and fulfilled, and from both a personal and spiritual standpoint. So maybe you could share with people that are listening in that may be in a position similar to yours where it was 5 years ago. And as you started out this journey, maybe share with them maybe some of your things you were dreading about it, but now that you look back over the last 5 years, kind of where you saw the value.
Well, David had to drag me into this kicking and screaming, literally. I, of course, thought, yeah, that's great, planning and all. I'm not a planner. He is maybe over-planner. Probably not to most people from where I sit, which is not a planner. More spontaneous, I guess. I do like to organize things and plan some things like that, but thinking of the future, I'm just like, well, whatever happens, or we'll deal with it. And so it wasn't my thing, and it was hard to sit down and think about things and fill out forms. And my most common answer was, I don't know. I don't know. And it was hard for me. And I'm very glad we did. It was very hard, and I'm glad we did. And I knew I did it because I knew it'd make him happy and maybe give him some peace. And because he loves that kind of thing, and that's why he does so well. But just thinking about, what do I want in the future? What is my goals? Where do I want to be? And I think that was the main thing that had us move here to Colorado. We decided we wanted to be part of our children's life, part of our grandkids' life. And we were blessed that they did live in the same town and did want us to come. I hope they still feel that way. But it made us move forward where we probably would have sat there. Mm-hmm. And we'd have waited till our grandkids all got in school, and then the bonding that we have now of them being preschoolers and being with us a lot would not have happened. And I didn't grow up with my grandparents. We visited them once a year, maybe twice. And I don't feel like I really knew who they were. And I desired that above all. And to give them a legacy, to pour into their life what I thought was important in the so I'm really glad that we went through all this. The financial planning part is way over my head. It makes me cringe thinking about all of that, but I'm blessed to have people in my life that are thinking about it for me. I know I will be very happy in the future, but it's not something that I'm capable of doing or even want to do. And so in that regard too, it's been a real blessing, and I'm very thankful. So Mike's done a good job.
Thank you, Jan. Appreciate it.
Well, in answering your question, it's hard to wrap up 4 or 5 years of a meeting with you, Mike. But I'm sure this is for an interview for someone who has been blessed or has worked hard enough to be successful. Otherwise, they probably wouldn't have these concerns and things to deal with. So my comment would be that if you're successful, you got there by with a lot of effort, and if you didn't, well, that's okay too. Some people are just fall into it. But now, what do you do? Where do you go from here? And that's a difficult thing. You can go your own way and assume that everybody wants to go where you want to go, or you can begin to ask them, where do you want to go? And that's what you have helped us do, is to, I could have conducted it like I conduct a meeting where I'm trying to entice people to come to where I want them to go. Instead, Jan got to freely answer her questions. What I was interested in was not running her like I ran my business, which was for success. I had objectives in mind, and we did things to move in those directions. So rather than my objective, since she is my partner in life, she needed to be a part of that. And so what your process did was help to her to have to own up and say, okay, yeah, I don't want to live on the top of that mountain. I'd like to live in the city. I want to live here. I want to live there. I want to do this. I want to travel. I want to go to Italy. I want to go to Israel. I don't want to go to Israel. I can look at it in the papers. There's a lot of bad stuff happening there. But that's what she wants. And so we've structured it to, that's one of the things on her list she wants to do in her life. And I wouldn't have known her passion for it if the question was never asked. So directing where we go in life in a peaceable fashion to use the resources that have been earned, given, inherited, whatever. I think there's always an obligation there that you're good stewards with those things. Your program covers the money to live healthy, paying attention to how you live and all those little 12 things on the cog of the wheel of life that we deal with, of where are you, what would you do to move it forward, and how do you get there and how many years you want to have, has been inspiring to me. It's the way I like to operate. It's a little fearful. Sometimes it's like, I just don't know the answer to that. I don't want to answer that right now, so I don't. But I've answered a lot of them and have worked toward it. It helps me move the ball forward. That, as Jan said, we wouldn't be where we are today. We wouldn't have taken the bold steps we took to leave a thriving business in a community where I grew up and lived for 60 years, an elder at my church and involved in the process of building a new church and things, to leave those things unless we sat down and looked through that and prayed about it. We never would have had the courage or the understanding to move on from those things. And we've done them, and things are great. And so I would encourage anybody to take the energy and the effort to walk through the process, because nothing worthwhile has ever come easy to me. I've had to work through it, and this works it through in a logical plan that makes sense, and it's not a run out here and make a decision and figure out 2 years later it was wrong. It's done in a whole system of your life, your legacy, your family, your fortunes, your health. I can't name all 12 of them right now, but there's 12 of them. Having fun. What do you have fun doing? What are your hobbies, and how are you going to pursue those? So it's very fulfilling to do that and keep it in balance. See where I need to work on this one more than I need to work on this one. So I would encourage anybody who is listening to this to give it a chance, make the investment. It's worthwhile.
Well, thank you, David. I do have one quick follow-up. Well, let me put it like this. Has it been easier for you with the thought of developing or living and working in the environment that we're accustomed to in the business world as a CEO, that now you're transitioning from the company, both in now a chairman's role, a visionary role, but also interested in other businesses and staying engaged in the business world, having an office around you to be able to help support you just like you had in your company? Are you seeing that as a good way to transition?
Yeah. One of the most difficult thing is to go from being the guy to, I'm still the guy, but nobody knows it. I don't act like I am. I still, have control of the business. I've just allowed someone else to implement all of that. They have full authority to run the company. It's just as long as they're running it and being successful, that's a good thing. But there's still all of that personal thing. Once you've amassed some level of wealth, there's properties that you own, there's stock that you own in companies, there's initiatives you want to do and participate in scholarship programs and mission work and here and there that that you work on. And so I'm busier now today with the personal side of the business, which is the things that I own and have amassed. And I'm glad I have people that are running the major corporation that they have, because I don't have time to do it anymore. And so what I'm transitioning to now is how I can not be burdened down by that, so I didn't just step out of one role as a CEO to another role as now starting at the bottom level where I write all the checks and I have to deal with everything, to a family office that is going to help me to have the time to enjoy myself and my accumulated wealth, and then be a good steward of it, to protect it, and then make good decisions of philanthropy, of what goes to what's committed to. I want to give God what He's asking for and what He needs, and then move initiatives forward that I am still interested in. So without having to be the guy that does all of the work, and the family office, I think, is going to help me transition better to that, where someone else will deal with the day-to-day requirements of checks being written, check balances that have to be done, insurance, taxes, property taxes, flood insurance, all those things on all these properties that are out there, and that can be done. And I'm not good at clerical work, so that's what the family office is going to get me out of, and let me continue to be the visionary and enjoy the rest of my life.